Arsenal Premier League era 11. We kind of got stuck into a debate the other week about a Wenger and Klopp Premier League 11, and I was batting the case for a lot of the Arsenal players to be in there because of nostalgia and that. But let's talk about Arsenal only. And are any of the players currently going to make it in? Do the Ozils, do the Sanchez's, do they make it in? Rory, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about this team, and firstly, it's going to be a sensational team. And secondly, I've just done my team in my head, and I think I've got it right. And the perfect situation that I'm in is the main man can tell me. I've got a team, and we have the perfect person to explore whether the team is correct.
No current players should be making.
No current player gets into the team I've just done.
They don't get in my imaginary one. Buvey, do they get in yours?
Maybe one for me.
One, maybe.
Hugh.
But that's about it.
One player from this current Arsenal side gets into your all-time Emirates era.
Arsenal Premier League era.
Okay,
yes,
right.
It's 90,
Not Emirates.
93 or whatever.
Who is that?
You can include players that played at high.
We can get there. Start with the goalkeeper.
You can include David Platt.
Yeah, David Platt.
Platt's a good shout. Brilliant player, David Platt.
Lee Dixon.
Lee Dixon's one of the big shouts.
Lee Dixon.
Right then, let's start. Goalkeeper.
Goal, yeah.
Goalkeeper's really easy for Arsenal. Yeah.
Lehman was.
No, it's Hugh.
Nah, Seaman.
For
me, yeah.
Won a double.
Yeah, you just have to suspend what happened in Paris with Naeem, and it's Seaman.
It's a good debate. I think Lehman's eccentricity and the fact that we did so well, had he not, it's too much of a problem.
Paris.
Yeah, it's too much of a problem to get rid of.
They were both in Paris. I just realised you've got You've had your two European Cup finals. Because I just said Paris about Naeem.
God's sake, man.
I thought it was
Welcome to the club.
Barcelona.
No.
Yeah.
David Seaman in Paris with Naeem.
Yeah, that was
against Zaragoza. Against Real Zaragoza.
Yeah, no.
They were both in Paris. Was it the same stadium in Paris? It must have been.
Parc de France.
Parc de France.
Did you call it Parc de France?
You said Parc de France.
That's what I said. France.
I
don't know. I think the Arsenal keepers are in both. I don't know what stadium.
I think I take Seaman.
Seaman. Yeah. Agreed. Was it unanimous Seaman?
Yeah.
Unanimously, we love Seaman.
There we go. Seaman. Right back, there's, for
this
me...
This is the contentious one for me, because I think there's an argument at least.
I go Lauren.
Yeah,
every time.
I think Ben White in the modern... If this side has to play today, I think Ben White's got more technical ability than Lauren. He's more versatile, and I think Arteta, if he was the manager, might pick Ben White over Lauren.
The manager is.
Just to ask...
If he was, because it's just right now.
Because he's going to be Wenger.
Fine, yeah. But I think Wenger would take Ben White's technical ability
just to
with
check.
Lauren.
Do we need to talk about Lee Dixon?
Of course.
He's not on the level technically anywhere near to Ben White. No way. Impossible. Ben White can play at DM. He's a good footballer. Play midfielder, I reckon.
Is Ben White better than Lauren?
No, I still go for Lauren. Yeah.
Some people are saying Bakary Sagna.
He was good. He was very good.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout. Solid.
I never felt like he was...
He also went...
He's one short. He's one short.
Yeah, I never felt like he was... I felt like when you lost Lauren, you never got to that level again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren was unbelievable.
Close.
Shithouse as well.
It's Ben White, yeah.
It's Lauren for me.
Yeah. Okay, Lauren.
One shout for Ben White. Just Ben White's in yours.
It would be for me, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's your team.
Yeah.
Are you suspending tribalism and putting Ashley Cole left back? I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your clip, but I have some very important news for you. Super 6 is continuing through the Euros. There is a chance to win 100 grand on 4 separate occasions. There are 4 rounds of fixtures where you could win £100,000. So make sure that you download the Super 6 app. It won't cost you a penny. The link is in the description below. And check this out. There is a special Jamie Carragher head-to-head. And if you beat Jamie Carragher, which I'm sure you believe you can do, one of you will win £20,000. There is £20,000 guaranteed for one of you who beat Jamie Carragher. It really is that simple. Download the Super 6 app. Links in the description. Enjoy the rest of the clip. Or can you just not bring yourself to do that?
No. Ashley Cole is the best left back I might have ever seen. Never mind that Arsenal. Yeah. At one stage, anyway, he's literally the best defender in the world.
Yeah, I think he's... Do you think this is
the only player of that
Ashley
England
Cole?
golden generation that could say like consistently, I'm the best in my position.
Yeah,
they all flirted with being the best in their position. You know, there were some great players in that team, but he was the one that no left back better.
I think if you're comparing, you know, when you compare other players, you can compare Sol Campbell to Tony Adams, or you can compare Lauren to Sagna. If you're comparing Ashley Cole, you need to start talking about Roberto Carlos and Paolo Maldini. Like you're not comparing
Better than
Ashley Cole.
Carlos, isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
But you're not comparing. What I'm saying is, you're not comparing
Yeah.
Ashley Cole to Wayne Bridge. You're comparing Ashley Cole to Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, he's top 5 ever.
Yeah, ever, exactly, ever.
Easily.
Okay, so that was very easy. Right, centre half. Should we do it as a pairing? Let's come to Hugh last on this. Adam, what's your centre half pairing?
Sol Campbell is the first one I pick. And I didn't see Tony Adams in his pomp because of my age. I feel like I should say Tony Adams, but part of me, because I didn't see him at his peak, I have no recall to that.
Just
So who else would be the options?
I mean, to put some names out there, I'm going to start with Per Mertesacker.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Then you use Tony Adams all day, innit?
Drink that one.
I think Saliba's the best they've had in the last 10 years, maybe since Koscielny. Koscielny had a season where he was very, very good and getting into Premier League Team of the Season kind of discussions at least. But Saliba's the best they've had in the last 10 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think to just do this as a partnership, the other players to mention, I'm going to say names. Steve Bold deserves a mention. Martin Keown would deserve a mention. Igor Stepanovs deserves a mention.
Stop it.
But just look, to just do this,
Campbell and
the
Adams,
answer is Campbell and Adams. Like Sol Campbell, I think people are aware of quite how good he is. And I don't understand it. Why? I think actually Arsenal fans maybe can help me understand it, but also maybe, in my opinion at least, let themselves down a touch. You know, the way that Arsenal fans can be so tribal and so passionate about their players, force the conversation. I don't feel like they do that with Sol Campbell. You know when people bring up Virgil van Dijk, the best centre-half in the Premier League era or whatever people say, which is obviously nonsense. I don't feel like Arsenal fans shout loudly enough about the brilliance of Sol Campbell.
Is
Sol
that
Campbell
because
was
of
just
Tony
immense.
Adams'
No, but I don't
pure
think they do it about
existence?
Adams either. I think Adams...
It's to do with who he is as well. Sol's he's a different character.
What, because of the Knickerbockers?
He's different. You know, he says stuff that some people think is a bit outrageous.
Right.
He
Outlandish.
was at that period where he wants to be a politician.
He was going to run for London Mayor at one point
Yeah.
wearing Knickerbockers.
He's not everyone's cup of tea, I don't think. But
But just as a footballer, immense.
yeah, immense.
Maybe because he
Immense.
left Arsenal a
Man
little bit
mounted
early
a lot.
and kind of discussed retirement. Then he went to Portsmouth. Maybe his legacy in terms of the amount of time he spent at Arsenal was a little bit different to...
There was, when I was really, really young, I used to hear stories about Des Walker. People used, like, there was a song, you'd never
Great
beat.
defender.
Yeah, you'd never beat Des Walker. That was the thing. That's so applicable to Sol Campbell in his day. He was just impenetrable. And then Tony Adams is another one that I think we forget. Tony Adams, when it was so difficult for him, like everyone was on his case. I remember, I think he scored an own goal at Old Trafford actually, and he was on the front cover of when like the Mirror or whatever was selling 4 million copies. They put him on the front cover with like Donkey, like 4 million copies would have been sold of that. Went through it all. Hoddle was snide about him as a centre half, and he was a brilliant player. And as a leader, as a captain, that moment in the game, against Everton when they won the league, Overmars scored 2 amazing goals in that game, but the game will forever be remembered for Tony Adams in his celebration when he left foot volleys it in.
God, what a finish.
I mean, I think Tony Adams, again, when we talk about the best ever Premier League defenders, we immediately go John Terry, we immediately go Rio Ferdinand, we immediately go, some people will say Virgil van Dijk. It's Adams. So for me, Campbell, Adams, non-negotiable.
Very good answer, man. Mr. Arsenal, there is no other answer for me. It's above all else, Tony Adams is the exemplary leader. It's the way I like to see my people dying on the pitch for what we would all die to be in the position to do. He's the perfect representative of that. He's a one-club man. He is a man who, again, I sort of look up to in the way that he's turned things around as well. Because it's a lot bigger than just the football.
Yeah, his story's amazing.
Yeah. No, he's truly brilliant. Can you shed any light on that, Hugh? Do you feel like he's overlooked, or chronically overlooked, in fact, when we talk about the best Premier League defenders of all time?
I think they both are, and it's because of with Tony his troubled past,
Right.
and it does discredit you when I think people, they make their own minds up. I've said earlier in jest 115 charges, but a lot of people have made their mind up.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case with Tony.
Yeah.
Have
you read his book, That Addicted? It's an amazing book, isn't it? It's one of the best sporting books
It's
I've ever
traumatic,
read.
man. It's traumatic. And that's why I say, as much as I loved him on the pitch and as a leader, it's actually as a man that he's great.
Yeah.
I think that's where he wins.
Yeah.
Whereas I should stress, again, this isn't going to sit well with everybody, but the way that things turned out with John Terry, it's kind of taken his stock down for me. Because as a man, I can't say with full confidence it's as admirable.
And when you judge a footballer, it's impossible to not exactly.
That is part of
it's
it.
impossible to not. It's impossible to discount. Yeah,
The way to make you feel, isn't it? As well, sometimes.
yeah.
Also, you look on the controversialtopic.com. We've got a man in the middle who some people are still calling number 5. There's a lot of people that have struggles to be able to get back on board fully, and men's character is going to be called into question all the time, and you're the representatives of us. So in this little religion world that we've created, with the church being the stadium and whatnot, it's essential that the clergy are people that we can respect, trust.
Representative.
Absolutely.
And what are we doing with the midfield? 3,
4-3-3, 1 DM, and then 2.
number 5.
We're going to cause ourselves a real problem if we don't have 4 midfielders.
As in
4-4-2.
You have to have
wings.
2 up top. Yeah, you have to have 2 up top.
Fine,
Otherwise,
4-4-2 then.
4-4-2, because we're going to cause ourselves a real problem in the shape of a Dutchman if we don't allow us.
He gets in the team.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So you have to do 4-4-2.
This is
Or
literally-
4-4-1-1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need 4-4-2
Point
to
of
facilitate.
conversation.
No, I agree. The reason I'm saying it's got to be 4-4-2 is to
So
accommodate.
who are the 2 CMs? So the 2 in midfield.
for me, it'd be
middle
Vieira and
midfield.
Fabregas. For me,
Gilberto, surely.
We only got 2 though.
Yeah.
that's why I was asking, because if you got 3, you can do Vieira, Fabregas, and another.
I'll say, look, I have to go with my heart, really, actually, here.
And it's Ian Selly.
My favourite player of the Emirates era, by quite some distance, is Ozil.
No way.
Yeah.
No, wait,
I know,
this is a love
I know.
affair though. This is a blind love affair.
No,
I
it's
respect
not.
it.
It's not. It's
No,
not.
I
It's not
respect
blind.
it.
It's not blind.
I respect
Surely
it.
Ozil will be
No.
compared more with Bergkamp than a central midfielder, though.
A B-Tech Bergkamp.
Formation-wise, we'll discuss, but essentially, there's 2 players that I've seen that I think have just got the gift of the gods. Dennis is obviously one of them. Ozil, I've literally never seen another midfielder like it. Honestly.
You can't.
He's just different.
I love what you're doing here, and I want to talk about this so much because I want to hear your thoughts. But he can't. When I'm thinking about the players that
Ozil for you.
Um,
So who's missing out?
again, the character of the man.
You're going to drop someone
is
you love,
important to
man.
me. Yeah, Fabregas.
You drop Fabregas. Oh, because of Chelsea. It must be a little bit of the Chelsea thing going on there.
what lobbing Petr Cech and winning the league.
Yeah, a few moments where it's like,
Loving Petr
we've
Cech.
undone the love that.
I think the whole Ozil narrative about it, this kind of peak Ozil, what he could do, the magic of the man. I think Fabregas is a very similar player in the same regard.
No,
and his
for
total
sure,
game
for
is
sure,
more
for sure.
well-rounded. He
And
links up
there's an
better.
argument to
Who's in
say
love, though?
there is an argument to say
who's in
that
love?
he was so young. It's even more impressive, and how he really carried us as a captain and whatnot, filling huge shoes. I get all that. I just think
I love your love though. This is clearly
he's different to anyone I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, this is a love affair.
The touch is unbelievable. The vision is second to none. There's literally people that will say Zidane is your generational midfielder. I have him in that same conversation.
In your opinion,
Wow.
this is fascinating. In your opinion, do you believe then that Mesut Ozil is the best ever Arsenal player of the? Sorry,
No,
wait,
he's my
sorry.
favourite. He's
The
just
best
my
ever,
favourite.
but the best ever Arsenal player of the Emirates era Arsenal, because he wouldn't be my shout for that.
No. I might even have Alexis over.
Alexis Sanchez, that's who I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Van Persie, maybe.
Van Persie's up there as well. Again, the character of the man is questioned. Yeah. You sold your soul for 20 silver shot coins.
and a Premier League title,
And a title.
and a Premier League title.
Whatever you want to call it. But
So let's
your
get.
integrity is
so-
strong, isn't it?
So we're going to go from
Whose legend is he? When you see him doing interviews, do you claim him?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you really
Because the
claim him?
20th league title.
Not in the same
20th
way,
league
Adam.
title.
You barely talk about
He
it.
doesn't know who he wants to be claimed
barely-
by.
I've never heard you bring him up.
Some players are legends and some players are cult heroes, right? And
He suffers from the
as
Michael Owen.
As someone that won us our 20th league title, which is a huge, we became the record holders of that. That means something. It's like Berbatov. He was top goal scorer when we equaled that record and we won our 19th title. Went ahead of Liverpool because they had 18 at the time. That means something. Do you know what I mean? He might not be a legend, but you'll always be remembered for
He's a
that.
hero.
Also, Fergie's last season helps Van Persie a bit. You know, being Fergie's last season, the way Fergie's story ended.
Goal against City, the free kick.
Honestly, it's one of the darkest moments in
Him
my
choosing
sort of
to go
fandom.
Him walking out.
Him
at the end
choosing
was
I just
to
like the most
cold.
baffling decision. He was literally the best striker in world football, and we let go of him for less than £20 million
Yeah.
to our
Biggest
rivals.
rivals. I know.
And he immediately proved us wrong.
Yeah, we won him the league title before Christmas. Do you remember his form from September?
Yeah, he wasn't great
Scoring.
after that.
Form from September to
Outrageous
Christmas. He just
goals.
won you the league. Well, you scored 5 against us that year. In fact, he was such a good player, Van Persie. Do you remember when he was one of the only players? Do you remember when Arsenal actually scored 5 at Stamford Bridge?
Back off in the second
That
half.
high line.
High
line that we were playing ridiculously.
So what midfield two are we agreeing then?
So are you going for your midfield 2 is
Uh,
You said Vieira and Ozil, did you?
Vieira Ozil?
I think we have to agree that though, lads.
I don't
It's
agree with
democracy.
I
I'd
think
say
we should.
Vieira Fabregas.
yeah. You go for Fabregas. Fabregas does not get in my top of the 11.
That's fine. Yeah, our
Yeah.
11s are different, but my
So we have to agree. Three
I'm
to 4
going-
is it Fabregas and who's the other one? Fabregas,
Vieira.
and Vieira.
Yeah,
me,
fine.
yes.
Yeah, and then
balanced as well.
on this side, I suppose it's either Mark Overmars or Robert Pires.
No, it's Pires.
Is Pires better than Overmars?
Arguably, yes, and also longevity. Like, Overmars was over 2 minutes, man, and again,
He was
you
amazing.
skip town as soon as you got the opportunity. It's like Petit. I watched an interview with him recently where he's saying it's the worst mistake I ever made.
yeah, I saw
can't
that.
I left
stick-
for
I
a
can't
woman.
stick
You
Petit.
can
I
believe
can't
it.
stick
Chelsea or
I
Barca?
can't stick
went
Barca
to
and then to
Barca
Chelsea. He
for-
was one of our worst. If I did our worst ever 11, Petit's in it. Dreadful for us. Absolutely dreadful. We signed him and Zenden. Do you remember Budavine Zenden?
Oh, Zenden, yeah.
Played Man United first game of the season on a Friday night. Drew 2-2. I think Zenden scored.
Who's on the left? Freddie or
Perez.
No, I go Pires.
sorry, on the right.
I
Sorry,
go
who's
Pires.
the other side?
Or the only other option, I wouldn't mind Alexis.
Glenn
though.
Help.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
Alexis. There was a year where I know Hazard really got a lot of the plaudits, but I think he was the best player in the league.
I think Prime Sanchez is better than Prime
Sanchez,
Hazard.
yeah.
isn't he?
Mate.
You could
For me.
possibly get away with, that's a big shout out. You could possibly get away with Van Persie on the left as well.
No, he played there when he was really young. Really young.
Possibly.
So there, and then over the other side,
On the right hand side.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I have to be honest, man. I think Saka's ahead of Ljungberg.
That was my one. When I said
I
one at
know
the beginning,
Freddie's done the trophies, but
And the big goals.
I
and-
just think he's elite.
yeah.
He's different. Again, he's got elite physical attributes. He's got a real understanding of that role now, and there's no. He's a first name.
is there anyone?
Team sheet
Just
barring
can I
Harry
just bring
Kane.
someone
I
up
got
here?
Perez on Ljungberg.
Can I just bring someone up over the other side? Paul Merson.
Yeah, he's quite similar to like Trossard.
Merson was a better player than Trossard, though, wasn't he?
He's a little version of Paul Gascoigne to me, and that feels bad saying it.
But being the little version of Paul Gascoigne or being the little
it's
version of
special.
Zinedine
It's
Zidane is a
special.
compliment. Yeah, it's a
Lidl's
compliment.
It's Tesco value
No,
versus Lidl.
Lidl
isn't it?
is
It's not
class.
Lidl.
No.
Tesco value.
I've got a lot
No,
of
but-
love for Merson,
but
but
mate-
you know, he again less love because he's a Chelsea fan for a
Yeah.
start, and
But he was an amazing
He
player.
represents
No, he
himself
was.
as an
He was
Arsenal.
amazing player for
as a kid,
He's an
one
amazing-
of
the
my
chips, Paul
most
Merson's
fond
chips.
memories is rolling up socks in the living room and
Volleying them.
Yeah, and pretending
Volleying them.
because he went on these outrageous dribbling
Yeah.
sessions.
He was an amazing player, Paul Merson. Absolutely
yeah.
brilliant.
Underrated.
It is
Sensational for England as well.
It is an exciting shout.
Yeah.
It is, but
Anders Limpar.
great.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
Great player. This is so. I love
Turned
this.
into a
It's
half decent
interesting,
bookmaker apparently.
Is
as
he
well.
really?
Yeah.
Is he?
Bookmaker in Sweden.
Okay.
We've got two up top, which
Two
I
up
think
top,
pit
easy.
themselves.
Yeah, that's easy. That's why I said we have to do it this way because otherwise we were going to have a real problem.
Yeah, you have to leave Bergkamp out for free, don't you?
Yeah. So it's Bergkamp and Henry, and there's nothing to say, right?
Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to bring up here, Hugh, even just for an honourable
Van Persie
mention?
deserves a mention, doesn't he? But obviously he
yeah.
wouldn't get in Arsenal's.
Yeah, Ian Wright.
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright
Wright,
deserves a
obviously.
mention for sure.
Ian Wright. Do you know?
Christopher Ray.
Do you know we forget how good because Thierry Henry was sensational and Dennis Bergkamp
He
is.
stole his thunder.
He didn't,
really did.
because you remember when he did the Cliff Baston record,
Yeah,
the shirt,
yeah,
with a Nike shirt, just done it.
Just done it.
He didn't get the record for long enough.
Yeah.
Henry broke it too quick.
Yeah.
He
I
should.
think
Didn't Henri do the same thing
I
with
reckon
the
that
shirt?
probably
Mate,
hurt.
it went Baston to Henry, which is decades, and then it went. It went Baston
Right,
to
to
Wright,
Ian Wright.
which is decades.
It was like Rooney and Charlton and Kane.
Yeah.
Like you weren't the record holder for that long.
Yeah.
So you won't really.
You haven't had time to.
There'll be a quiz
statue or
question.
nothing yet.
In 50 years, there'll be a quiz question. And people are like, who was it?
Who was the England
Between-
record holder for 103 days? It's
Great
great.
Arsenal side. That is a great art. Does
It's
it beat?
great.
Does it beat the Centurions? That Arsenal side we just made.
Yes. It's a best team of an era. It's not the best team.
Centurions, 100%
With Guardiola.
We batter that team.
With Guardiola versus Wenger.
That team we just named.
That team we just named doesn't lose.
No, it's just a question.
No, there isn't a football. That team that we've just named would beat the Barcelona team of.
No way.
It would.
No.
The team that we've just named would beat anybody.
The Man City thing was a bit facetious. I get that.
The team
Prime
that we've just
Barcelona's
named,
best club side of all
the team
time.
that we've just named is the best
They
team
wouldn't-
of
they
the
wouldn't
Arsenal
touch it.
era. We're not talking about a team
I
that
know.
existed.
I know.
We're talking about the best team of an era.
You just said Lorraine at right back. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Tony
We've
Adams
also,
and
we've also said
Piqué.
Bergkamp. We've also said Bergkamp, Henry, Patrick Vieira. Like we've said,
Fabregas.
Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, David Villa.
I agree with Buvey here, but
I don't.
It's a great team, though. A great team.
I think that team that we've just named, which is the best Arsenal team
They wouldn't touch
of
the
the
ball.
Premier League
It's
era.
a great conversation, that, because
that's why I
those are
rate
two of
the
the best teams ever, for sure. We know that. Who wins today with the style of football today? Because it would be that game.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the throwback. We've got to remember like the open style that we've been able to capitalise because we have more sort of physical players or explosive players.
Yeah.
It's much more controlled now.
Mate, I don't. I think the modern day defender, like the more modern day centre half, they wouldn't know what to do with Dennis Bergkamp.
They wouldn't have the
They
ball.
wouldn't know what to do with Thierry Henry.